players are ready. Let's go ahead and get counted down for tonight's CTL Sunday Primetime. Division 1A action coming at you between Blue Scuti and Cryticalapis. Will count it down in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. On the left, rolling out of the United States with an NTSC PB of 40,264,000. And is your 5-time CTL champion, who has finally decided to let other people win CTL for a little bit anyway. Welcome in, Blue Scuti! And on the right, mind the backwards gap. A roller out of the United States with PB of, is that right, 2,868,000. I feel like that's low. I took these from the spreadsheet today rather than from the bot. Yeah, it is wrong. It's 2,967,000. Welcome in, Cryticalapis. I knew I was going to get burned at least once by using the spreadsheet, because they are not as up-to-date as the bot. Because obviously, players can just go in and type, set PB, 99 million. And the bot will be like, okay. Scuti with an early lead here, 139 to 101. Certainly nothing that can't be overcome. Oh, that reminds me, I gotta do my premiere poll. God, I forgot about the premiere poll. I always forget about it. Of course, I did have extenuating circumstances this month, but still, I should get I'll get that done right after this show. I have at least one person that I'm going to be moving up a bit, so it'll be pretty good. Cryticalapis trying to dig out of this situation, and pieces are not being terribly nice here, but after getting that bar over in column 1, gets the right side open, bang, Tetris, should be back to normal. 279 for Scuti, 223 for Cryticalapis. Into the halfway point in level 18. Most of you are familiar with how NES Tetris works, but if you're not, we play at this speed for 130 lines. At that point, we will transition to level 19, which will be our first speed increase. And then after that, we will have pieces falling 50% faster for the next 100 lines. Levels will increase, but the speed will not until level 29, when we hit the kill screen, where the pieces will double in speed. That is 6 times as fast as... Well, is it 6 times? No, it's not quite. 3 times as fast as what you're seeing now. We will get to 6, though, because we play at that speed for another 100 lines until level 39. Then we double it again for fun, and watch as players try to get to level 40, but usually they just top out. We have seen level 40s. Cryticalapis has the gap down to 2.5 Tetrises. Scuti will bang one down there. Might be thinking, ooh, didn't adjust for the Vits there. So just takes the safety burn. Gets the square tuck. Bang down a Tetris. 510 for Scuti, 453 for Cryticalapis. At the 100-line turn, or regional equivalent. Double the speed and give it to the next person. I mean, to be fair, that's you. So if you would like the speed doubled, just call for 19 starts. You can get there faster. Scuti's left side, a little bit of a concern. So it's just going to fill it in. Now it's Cryticalapis having a bit of trouble too, as we had a mid-30 piece drought. How long was that? 34? Cryticalapis doing a good job of managing the board after that drought. But Scuti will cross the 600k barrier with 3 Tetrises left. He's not going to get all 3. In fact, it looks like he's only going to get 1. But still, a 635 transitions. Pretty good. 521 for Cryticalapis, about 5 Tetrises back. And immediately bangs one down, and another one. Bit of an adjustment there from Scuti to make the J a little more comfortable. Bang down another Tetris there. 712 on level 20. There's a Tetris for Lapis, another one there. Scuti getting set up again. Nice overhang into the tuck. Bangs down another Tetris. 769. Hey now. 706 for Cryticalapis, who's 5 lines ahead. That Tetris from Scuti will make it a 90,000 point lead here on level 22. Scuti gonna have to do some burns here. That gets the right side open. That does close the gap a little bit. It's about 2 Tetrises in pace in favor of Scuti right now. 888 for Scuti, 850 for Cryticalapis into level 24. Those are some nice scores here for game number 1. Tetris for Scuti. Lapis with a left well dependency here. We'll get the bar. Scuti will take advantage, open up a bit of a bigger lead here. But it's still... It feels like every time I look, it looks like the numbers are narrowing. 1,019,000 for Scuti, 981 out of Tetris to 1,014,000 for Cryticalapis. In what so far is a pretty tight game 1. Oh, Cryticalapis gets some garbage pieces there. Good burns there. He's going to get this down, but Scuti is just waiting for the bar for the 1.1 here, and we'll get it. Bang Tetris. Excellent burn with that flat L there. And he's got 1,156,000. Cryticalapis at 1,031,000. Falling a little behind here. And we'll get a Tetris. Gonna have to get this done on level 29, which is right around the corner. Scuti is in at 1,228,000, but the board isn't looking all that great. Bang Tetris, it's 1,105,000 for Cryticalapis. Scuti still having to dig for a bit here. Cryticalapis, very nice burns here. Wow. And, oh, misses the 4-tap, but gets the next one. Oh, nice burn there into the Tetris. He's back by 2 Tetrises. Scuti is still burning. Oh my god. Bang Tetris for Cryticalapis after misdropping on the left, but getting a piece under it. And he's got that cleared out already. 1,311,000 for Scuti, who's back into scoring. 1,275,000 for Cryticalapis. This is a tense game number 1. Scuti is, well, was clean. Things change quickly here on the level 29 speeds. But we're halfway through those speeds. And Scuti has a 45,000 point lead. Cryticalapis going to deal with that misdrop, but Scuti is set up, gets the bar, bang, Tetris 1.4. Cryticalapis needs a bar now. Well, didn't get a bar, but did manage to kind of stretch out his runway of how much time he has to deal with this. And now he's set up for Dirty Tetris. And he'll get it. Bang Tetris, but Scuti ahead by 110,000 here on level 36. Another Tetris for Scuti. He's at 1.5. And it's starting to get to the point where it may be too late for Cryticalapis unless he's got some level 39 play we don't know about. Look at this play, though, from Lapis, even at the end there. Really nice game, but Scuti's got the rollover. He'll take game number 1. Down for game number 2. Scuti up 1-0. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Loxay's calling top 8 CTWC. Ooh. People want to put all kinds of pressure on this young man. Right now, he just wants to play Scuti. See if he can't tie this thing up, as we are in an early drought. But both players will get the bar for a Tetris. Scuti did have to burn a little more than Cryticalapis. But that will ebb and flow as the match goes on. Yeah, this is a first-time matchup. These two have not played for ELO previously. Of course, that comes as a little surprise. This is Cryticalapis' only his second season in CTL Division 1, and he did not face Scuti last season. He was in the opposite division. So I really think one of the biggest things that you have to have as a Division 1 player to thrive in the division is, to borrow a phrase from our friend Adam Irish, a positive mental attitude. And I feel like nobody that has come up in Division 1 in the last couple of years has really exemplified that as much as Cryticalapis. I'm always impressed by just, you know, for as new of a player as just how mature he's been, you know, pretty much anywhere he plays. Scuti is back by half a single, but also back by 4 lines, so that Tetris is the true lead. But now Scuti's going to take a bit of a bigger lead here as, well, hold on, Cryticalapis going for a column 7. Gets the T-spin, gets that J over right after as well. I cannot underscore how difficult that is. And just like that, he is out of trouble. We're tied, 320, 720. But Scuti with 4 extra lines available to him. Bit of a drought coming in, 23 pieces and counting. Bar does show up, though. Scuti appears to be a bit behind in the sequence. Oh. I thought I saw Scuti's drought counter show something different, but no, he's on the same pieces. 442 for Cryticalapis, 440 for Blue Scuti. We're just past the 100 line turn, and this has been tight the entire way. Scuti run into a little bit of trouble as another drought forms. But he does get the bar over while the well is open. And we're tied again, this time at the same line count. Scuti presses down for 1 point. He's like, if this thing's going to end tied, I am not going to be the one that didn't push down. Oh, no. Cryticalapis high up on the board here. But is getting out of it. Looked a little rough, but some really nice pieces and great placements help bring the board down. There's a Tetris, 524 into level 19 for Cryticalapis. He'll bang down another one. Scuti waiting on a bar here. The bar takes its time. He gets a triple, and we'll go in at 526. So very neck and neck this game. Scuti tucking that T, but immediately misdropping that Z. And kind of what I was talking about a little earlier, when you do something like a T-spin or a series of tucks, it is very easy to not be ready to do something with the next piece. But Scuti gets it cleaned up, is backed by less than 1,000. Oh, but Tetris for Cryticalapis will give him the lead again. Cryticalapis is ahead by 11 lines, 10 lines now. He'll get another Tetris there. Scuti ready, looking for a bar. Will get the bar. Ooh, misdrop there for Cryticalapis, who laughs it away, largely because he's probably on voice chat with someone. Was trying to get it to go cleanly, but it will not go quietly. Oh, okay, that's good. Bar dependency. Nice flat burn. Gets the well open. It's now a dirty Tetris well. Where's the bar? There's no bar. Has to cover the well. Oh no. 15-piece drought. He opens the well again. Where is this bar? He just has to chop it down. That is frustrating. He's going to lose quite a bit of pace to Scuti here. He's back by 94,000 points. Bang down another Tetris, though. He's back to scoring. Scuti having to do a little bit of burning himself, but not the level that Cryticalapis had. Another Tetris for Cryticalapis. Scuti getting close to the max out. Well, this board just got nasty for Cryticalapis very suddenly. Scuti waiting on the bar. We'll get the bar. We'll max into 27. And level 29 for Cryticalapis, 922 is the transition score. Scuti is still on 27. Other Tetris for Cryticalapis here in post. And Scuti with a 1.1 still has one more line to go. Probably will take it with a burn if a bar doesn't come quickly, and there it is, 1,119,000. Cryticalapis is maxed out at 1,008,000. Now that's going to do it for Cryticalapis, so Scuti is up 2-0. Just couldn't get a bar over. Got it hung in column 9. And Scuti thinking to himself, free median score. That's what FMS stands for, right? Nope, he's just gonna top it. Still to find out what happens in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Grandpa's in the house. Welcome in. Good adjustment there for Cryticalapis. Didn't really have a good place for that Z. And just realized all I need to do is burn it away. As mentioned, Scuti currently 2-0. He took out Akatu and Floxe in straight sets. And after Cryticalapis, we'll have to fight Alice, ID Kirby, and SV. Close out his season. Cryticalapis not in a bad spot. He's currently 3-1 on 18 points. But only has one match after this, and that would be against SV. It could be interesting to see if Cryticalapis can make the playoffs. Or top 3 from each division make it in. And then there is a wild card spot based on the number of points you have. Bit of a drought here early on in level 18. But Cryticalapis will get that long bar and then some. And Scuti will join him. As Scuti has a 1,000 point lead. Both players will score a Tetris there. Cryticalapis still ahead. Just takes a couple burns there to get Tetris ready. But in order to get Tetris, you need a bar, and we haven't had one for 20 pieces. And now we haven't had one for 30 pieces, and players are going to start scrambling here towards the top of their board, trying to keep themselves Tetris ready. 40 pieces, and finally the bar shows. Tetris for Cryticalapis. Scuti with a decent-looking board here should be able to get the Tetris, and does. Very dangerous square placement, though. In the middle of a long drought like that, ooh. Does get the Tetris. The Tetris for Cryticalapis. He's waiting on a T and was going to just give up on it, but then saw the T in the window and made a last-second adjustment. Gets that T-spin. It's going to keep his lead going, 468, 429. $491 at the 100-line turn. And Scuti will be at 475, so it's about a 15,000 point pace lead, 16,000 points for Cryticalapis. Very strong game 3 for both players so far. Scuti gonna have to do a couple burns here. Cryticalapis staying clean. Gonna be able to take advantage of that. Extend his lead out to almost 2 Tetrises. There's a 600,000 for Cryticalapis. He still has 3 Tetrises to go. Looking to have the high transition of the set so far. There's a 650 and still has 1 more potentially. Well, there it is, 674 into level 19 for Cryticalapis. Scuti, who is no slouch, will also have a 600, but not quite as high. It'll be 639. So 34,000 point lead for Cryticalapis. Another Tetris. We're now on level 20. A bit of a double flip there for Cryticalapis. Trying to find a way to burn that down. Scuti setting up a Vitz, but just burns it away as no bar is coming. Adjusts away from a bar dependency. Still waiting on a bar, too. This is another long drought. 30 pieces. Cryticalapis making a box with those L's there. Have to burn that away. We'll bang down the Tetris, though. 869. Scuti with the Tetris goes to 828. Both players clean. Scuti has brought this to within a Tetris. But neither player able to score here. Scuti does have the right side open now, and will hit the bar for the Tetris. Cryticalapis just having trouble getting the board down. It's at a 26 drought, but when you're not going for Tetrises, you don't really feel it. Scuti is going to feel it, though, and he's not going to be able to do anything with that bar. So Scuti in dig mode here on level 24. Lapis on level 25 will get a bar as the seed has been droughty post. Scuti with that left well. It's only good for a triple if he gets a bar down there, but won't here as finally we'll get the bar over. 993 for Cryticalapis, 916 for Scuti. As Cryticalapis has regained about a 2 Tetris lead. It's about 1 in change when you take pace into account. Max out for Cryticalapis. Scuti should be right around the corner, just needs a bar. Tetris for Cryticalapis, another drought as well there. 1.1 for Cryticalapis, still has 2 Tetrises to go. Scuti just maxing out here at the close of 27. And another one. Level 29 coming up. Cryticalapis has to burn into it, but gets a Tetris immediately. 1,176,000 after the Tetris. Scuti's in at 1,133,000. Simul Tetris. 50,000 point lead for Cryticalapis. We're on level 30. Another pair of Tetrises there. Nice burn and into Tetris. Scuti getting a Tetris as well, so still about 60,000 points. Separating the players, Tetris for Scuti. Cryticalapis needs one now, or else this is going to be trouble. He will get the bar over for the Tetris and will start cleaning this up. 1,357,000 for Cryticalapis. He hangs a bar left. He can get something over that, and does. Scuti is within a Tetris. Another misdrop for Cryticalapis. Needs to get something left here, and we'll make it that T. But now has to get something else left. Gets that J over. Scuti has taken the lead. He's got the 1.4. We're halfway through the level 29 speeds. Cryticalapis just trying to find the right pieces to get this down. Now needs a bar right. We'll get it over. Scuti still in dig mode. Only is ahead by 15,000 points. But he will get a Tetris to extend the lead. And another misdrop there for Cryticalapis, and things are starting to fall apart here on level 36. Still getting pieces around, though, and gonna be able to clean this up. Might give himself a shot at one final push, but Scuti almost with the rollover just needs a bar. And he will get the rollover here in game 3. Another Tetris for Cryticalapis. But I don't know if there's anything he can do at this point. He's going to have to set up for 2 and maybe more. And I don't think the pieces will allow that. He's going to go to level 39 at 1,570,000. Gets another couple lines. But Scuti, too good. 1.8. What a game. 1.58 is not enough for Cryticalapis. Great game. But this game is just phenomenal for Scuti. And he's going to take the 3-0 win. And yeah, Cryticalapis had a bunch of misdrops on 29 too. And still got a 1.58. Like, he played as no slouch. But your winner is currently sideways. Because why not? Blue Scuti going to take it in a sweep.
Now, outside of Tetris, Akatu enjoys playing Scrabble, Geometry Dash, and Minecraft, one of many Geometry Dash players in the Tetris community. But as far as this game's going, pretty straightforward, pretty clean, stable play, basically neck and neck, although with that Tetris, Scuti now up 188,000 to 167,000. So roughly a 1 Tetris early lead. And got a lot of people coming into the chat. Hello, basically to the whole Scuti family. I see Grandpa Scuti. I see Red Star. And how many other Scutis are we going to get in here today? And Ken saying that Akatu doesn't want to go in person, partly because he doesn't want to learn on a controller, which, okay, I guess that makes sense. This game remains close, only separated by about a double. 264 Akatu, 259 for Scuti, who doesn't quite get all of the inputs in, so he's going to have to burn a couple of lines. So by virtue of having to burn out, it's going to allow Akatu to get on the board and increase this lead a little bit, up to about 2 Tetrises. Akatu on a 600,000 transition pace, Scuti on about a 530k pace for level 19. And in a couple more lines, Scuti should be out of this situation. But not before Akatu throws down another Tetris. And at about 80 lines in, we sit with a 377,000 for Akatu, 345,000 for Scuti. So still fairly close in this game number 1. Now, you mentioned the games that Akatu likes to play. Also, for sports, is a disc golfer and also started playing darts very recently. So there you go, our introductory lore drop on Akatu, who is still up by a Tetris and change as we are approaching the turn. Score sitting at 450k for Akatu. Make it 473 to 414 for Scuti. You know what? Make it 437. It's all toasterous all the time here. As players are continuing to get long bars thrown down as I'm letting people know what their score is. It's a tradition unlike any other. Now, Scuti sets up for the tuck of the O piece, does get it, and is rewarded with the Tetris. But they're throwing him down back and forth. Akatu continuing to hold on to this lead of about a Tetris and a half, making our way towards level 19. Now we grow closer and closer to the transition. 2 more Tetrises for Akatu, but both players dealing with the drought right now. This one's in the neighborhood of 20 pieces and showing no signs of stopping, so those pre-transition Tetrises may be in jeopardy, but not for Scuti, who gets one into level 19. And Akatu's going to get one as well. 600k for Akatu, 568 for Scuti. That was a 30-piece drought right before transition. Now both players into the 19 speeds. Of course, we'll have those for the next 85 or so lines until we hit the kill screen. And then once you get there, 100 more lines at double the speed you're seeing now until we hit level 39, at which point you get the double kill screen. And unless you've got lightning fast reflexes, you're probably not doing much of anything at that point on double kill screen. A double hay now on the scoreboard here. 690k for Akatu, 699k for Scuti, who has managed to flip the script here and has the lead after Akatu held it for pretty much the first 150 lines or so. But it looks like we're going to be playing a little hot potato with the lead here as it's kind of gone back and forth. First it was with Akatu, then it was with Scuti, who gets a dirty left well Tetris. Now it's back with Akatu, so we'll see who ends up holding on to the hot potato at the end of game number 1 here. But as it stands, Akatu currently in possession of the lead, 805,000, set up for a dirty left well Tetris, to now 829 for Scuti, who takes the lead right back. Now Akatu just working to open up that left well. Still needs a burn to make it happen. But once he does, he's ready for a dirty left well Tetris, and he's going to get it to take the lead right back. Scuti now burning halfway up the board. He'll get that column 4 open, and it's going to be a dirty double as he is going to open up the right well, now waiting for a Tetris. And both players will get one. Now into level 200. Yeah, we're calling this neck and neck, as looks like we're going to be waiting a bit for a long bar. 886k for Akatu, 911 for Scuti, who gets back-to-back Tetrises, goes into 27 at 946k. Akatu meets the end of that drought. It was 22 pieces. He's only able to get 1 Tetris out of it, so Scuti holding on to the lead at 212 lines. There we go, another Tetris for Scuti, 1 away from the max out. Akatu kind of up high, needs to just get this burn down and open up that right well. He's so close to getting it open. Just needs a couple more burns in the right places to make it happen. And there we go. Oh, I thought it was going to be opened up, man. Akatu is flirting with danger here as he goes into kill screen with the Tetris, 992k. Scuti already has the max out at 1.1 million, but Akatu cannot get the J piece over to the left. He's going to top out at 994k, so Scuti takes game number 1. Scuti going to go ahead and play this out. He's got the 1.2. And he'll top out satisfied with that 1.2 effort. We move on to 1 Tetris. And in game number 1, we got to know Akatu. In game number 2, we'll get to know Scuti. Still in school, not quite in college yet. Hoping to study engineering when he gets there, and currently works as a full-time Tetriser. Now, Scuti has been to many in-person Tetris events. You name a regional, he's probably been there. I have personally seen Scuti at CTWC this year, Kansas City Regional in 2025, and the Jonas Cup. Now, Scuti does have a 3rd, 5th, and a 3rd place finish, all at back-3-back CTWCs, a 3rd place at CTWC DAS, and last year, I guess I should say in 2024, a 2nd place finish at the Jonas Cup. Now, Scuti does have 6 CTM wins and a back-to-back ×5 CTL winner. We're a little over 30 lines in, call it 35 or so lines. A Vitz from Akatu, followed by a Tetris from both. We're separated by half a burn single, both at 186K. Akatu holding on to that 380-point lead. Now, outside of Tetris, Scuti plays Super Mario Bros. And Geometry Dash. I told you there were a lot of Geometry Dashers in the Tetris community. As far as sports, Scuti's a bowler and likes running. Now we're a little over a third of the way to transition. Both players over 600K paces. Scuti right at around 600. Akatu hanging right around 630, 640K for that pace. All right. And since that moment of neck and neckness, there hasn't been too much separation. Right now, Akatu does have the lead, but it's just under a Tetris advantage. But now both players making it halfway to level 19. Scuti on that 610K pace. Akatu has brought it up to about a 650K, so we'll see if they can hold on to those numbers. And hello, Talbot. Good to see you. Welcome to the Super Show. I hope you like Tetris because we have a lot of it this afternoon. And while we're watching this game, just a reminder for all of you that obviously not this weekend, not next weekend, but the following weekend is CTWC Genesis out in California. Should be a fantastic time out there. I would love to go, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make it. Unfortunate schedule conflicts and logistics are making it such that I may not be able to make it out there as much as I would love to go and check out San Jose in the Bay Area. But meanwhile, in this game, 2 players that, if they did go to Genesis, would do very well. 467K for Akatu, 450K for Scuti, so Akatu holding on to that just under 1 Tetris lead. Yes, Talbot, I guess, does like Tetris a little bit. Talbot, a new max outer as of this year, took up rolling, saw the PB skyrocket, and it was a few weeks ago that Talbot did get a max out. Now I believe, unless more have happened, Talbot now with 2 max outs to his name. Right now, Scuti set up for and will get the dirty Tetris. And we're nearing that level 19 transition. And is Akatu going to set up for a Tetris that high? That doesn't look like it. Going to try and get this burn down as we are very close to level 19. 532k for Akatu, 531k for Scuti. He's going to get a dirty Tetris to take the lead and has one more Tetris available before 19. Akatu is just going to burn in at 542k. Scuti holding out for this long bar, and he will get a dirty Tetris in at 578,000. And now we are off another dirty Tetris for Scuti. He's gonna get another one. I mean, so much dirty Tetris going on. It's like Scuti might need a shower after this one. That's like 5 or 6 dirty Tetrises in succession for him, but now has transitioned that well to the right side. And approaching level 21 here. Tetris for Scuti. Akatu also in 604k for Akatu, 684k for Blue Scuti again into level 21. And now over probably the past 30 or so lines, Scuti has just really started to pour it on here. What was a neck-and-neck game is now about a 2 to 3 Tetris advantage for Scuti. As both players are on max out pace here, Scuti almost at a 1.2. We're going to call it like a 1.17. Akatu just over a max out pace. Now, I'd say I'll estimate it to be about a 1.04. So still a max out nonetheless. Those numbers might take a hit here. We're entering another drought. It's 22 pieces. Scuti capitalizes with the Tetris, now leading by almost 5 Tetrises, 889 to 738. But no, Akatu getting out of the burn situation he was in, getting ready to throw down some Tetrises. Needed an L piece or a J piece, not going to get it, but is set up for a column 4 dirty Tetris. Will get it, but now has to deal with a little bit of a mess on that left side, and that's allowing Scuti to take an even bigger lead. Scuti with the max out, 1.053 million and 20 lines to go, so the hunt for the 1.2 very much in play for Scuti. Meanwhile, Akatu just looking to get that left side opened up, maybe transition the well over, and then start going for Tetrises. But he's going to have to keep doing burning here as Scuti is clean and throwing down more Tetrises. Now up 7 Tetrises before the kill screen. And if he gets another Tetris here, it's going to be a 1.2 into level 29. And there it is. Kill screen for both 939k for Akatu, 1.231 for Scuti. And just pouring it on at this point. That lead over 7 Tetrises and only about 90 more lines to work with before the double kill screen. But Scuti is not letting up here. 1.347 million. Akatu at 998,000 now has the max out, just over 1 million points. But this lead just continues to grow and grow. A 1.4 for Scuti, a 1.01 for Akatu. And we've got about 65 more lines until the double kill screen. So if Akatu's going to make a play for the win in Game 2, it's got to start now. As Scuti is just absolutely locked in. Another Tetris should put him right at the rollover. And, well, the next couple of lines will get him there. And there is the rollover for Scuti, 1.6 million. Akatu sitting at 1.05. Another Tetris for Scuti, 1.646. And Akatu is going to top out, but Scuti with a rollover in level 35 and still going. Needs something to the left. Gets the left side brought down. And with a couple more burns, we'll be able to get even more done, but can't get the 5-tap over. So a 1.66 million for Blue Scuti. 4, 3, 2, 1, Tetris.